I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Forgot we had this. It throws us off.
What it is? What's up? Just kidding. What's up, guys? We're back for another episode of BET Sistas. And man, wow. So many feelings, so many emotions, so many things to talk about. But before we get into tonight's crazy episode, let me introduce you guys to my team. To my left, she's back. With a capital B, honey. It's Nakia Monet.
Hey, I've been gone for a year, but here I am.
Still standing.
Miss Sistas.
And to her left, she puts the El Marie in TV. It's Miss El Marie TV. Hi, guys. And I guess
I like that.
on the ends, you know, he's not the first, he's not the second, but he's the third. It's Howard the third.
Hello, everybody. Howard the third. Nice to be seen. Nice to be heard.
And y'all know we like to come correct. Yes. Oh, wait. Well, I'm Drew, but you already knew that. Hey, girl. But you know we like to come correct because we have a very special guest in the building. We have Karen herself, Miss Ebony Obsidian.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in
Thank you for
tonight.
having me. You're crazy people.
Yes.
Crazy people.
We are slowly but surely collecting the sister circle.
Yes.
We now have
We
3 out of 4.
It's like Thanos.
KJ, we're coming for you.
She's coming for you.
Yes.
But in my defense, again, I don't live in LA.
Okay.
So
We
I
definitely
got like
appreciate
thousands
you being
of miles.
here.
Listen,
Okay.
and we
That's justification.
We
So,
appreciate you pulling a Vanessa Carlton and, you know, walking 1,000 miles just to see us tonight.
I went
Okay.
ahead.
What's everyone's initial thoughts of tonight's episode? We want to know what you thought of.
I'll go last.
Okay. What you thought.
This episode was crazy. I feel like there was so much going on because, you know, normally we watch the episodes and it's usually like one crazy storyline, but I just feel like it was so much and we would hit with it all. I really enjoyed this episode a lot.
Yeah, I feel like this one we were getting some different things this episode, so a lot of things to get excited about and a lot of things to be worried about as well. So I like this episode.
I really did like this episode. I think it touched on a lot of different things, everything from Maurice and then the Calvin situation, and then this whole thing, you know, with Andi and her going to the police station. It was a lot, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
And I normally get stressed with the girls because I'm like, are we growing as people here? But I feel like Karen grew a lot tonight with her conversation with Zach. And so I'm really excited to get into it.
Yes.
Do we want to hop into it?
Yes.
Let's keep it light and funky. Our girl Danni is dating a white man.
Ow.
And we're here for it.
She watched Love is Blind and said, I'm going to get me a
want
camera.
that.
Okay.
No, I'm here. But you know what's very interesting? I feel like a lot of women and men do this. It's normally like the guy that wants you the most, where you're like, yo, back up, chill out. But then when we're not dating,
it's a challenge.
It's the challenge. We're like, where's that guy? But he's right there. But we all have been guilty of doing it. So I like seeing this guy show up and he's like, I'm here. What's up?
I'm here for you.
Get me lit. I'm ready to get naked for you and cook for you.
Let's go.
I just hope she doesn't mess this one up.
Yeah,
But
like,
I
hope
like it.
She doesn't do it too much because then people will get tired of it. You know what I mean? It's like they'll try to fight through it, and I think he's a really good guy. But if she keeps going, he might be like, all right, now I'm not that green, and you're not gonna just keep treating me like this. But you know, but I'm here for it. I like him.
I like it.
I like him too. I hope they figure out their little love language. I hope that Danni puts her walls down. Like, she needs a good
That takes
man.
time, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
It
But
does.
stay-
I mean,
Unless you're trying to run through the whole nation, it takes time. I gotta,
How it is. So.
like a Tomb Raider.
I was just singing that before we started, though, so I know where you got that from.
That's why I asked.
No, but yeah, it takes time to. That's hard. Do you think that's hard?
It
to
is
put
hard.
your walls down for people?
It is hard.
But it's like that thin line where it's hard, but at some point you kind of got to get the courage to
do it.
because like we said, or you will push that person away.
True. I think also sometimes you might think you want something and maybe it's actually not what you want, or you're questioning it, or you know you're not ready for it, or it didn't come in the package that you you know put the energy out for. So many things that go into it. You start to question yourself and be like, is this really for me? So yeah.
Damn, drag us.
Right.
That's true.
Yep.
Gently.
All true.
I got quiet 'cause I was just in my head.
You
like,
were.
I was like, she right.
Because
Because I feel like that was me personally, and that's
Yes.
things that I'm reflecting on. I'm like, oh wait, yeah.
So it takes time to sort through that whole.
Yeah,
I
It
think.
does.
you're
She's,
right.
but she's growing. She's getting there.
She is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's supposed to happen, it will.
He bought the steak, the potatoes. She
Yeah.
said you can come on in, just get a little naked, and
Right. That's the exchange.
the
Right. You
exchange.
come in, but you gotta get naked.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Fair
that's very
exchange.
fair. Listen,
We're all about a fair exchange here
Yeah.
at AfterBuzz TV, and I think that was, cakes and steak are like what.
That's a whole meal.
That's love.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Chef
So I'm
kiss.
here for it. I hope she. Just, my only concern is I think, and I love seeing the not size 2 size character have an actual be a 3D
Have an arc.
yeah.
Have
Yes.
a beginning,
Not be-
middle, and end.
Yeah, and not be
Yes.
the butt of a joke all the time. I
Yeah.
like seeing her, get to have a romance. And I just don't want her to get in her own way. I want her to think she deserves love and to allow somebody to love her because that weird man loves her on some
That
level.
weird man loves her. Why is he weird?
He's just a little awkward.
A little awkward.
Is he awkward?
That's what we were talking about when I was saying to Drew. I don't know if it's his speech or if it's just the way he grew up, but it's kind of like a second slow.
I
Him
mean,
talking.
he's,
It's
like,
a
socially
second,
awkward.
Yeah.
He's a little.
It's a
I'm
little slow.
country, so I know that there's a little bit of a draw, with people. But he's a little he's a little. Doo-doo-doo.
I mean, like,
I don't know what that
if
sound
you did a
effect
date.
means, but it's he's a little different.
Different.
You know what though? The most awkward people are some of the best people on this
Yeah.
planet
I can see
because
that.
whatever they're coming from is the most genuine. They
That's
don't have all
true.
that, playing games and
That's
all that
true.
stuff is out the window. They
That's
can't
true.
even do it. It's not in
Yeah.
their nature. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
I mean,
awkward
when
or
you-
not.
You look
Yeah.
like that,
Right.
Okay.
I don't matter.
Listen.
those arms.
you could be speaking gibberish, and I'd be like, "That's great." That's, what else?
Oh,
Listen,
man.
don't set yourself up like that on air, okay? You calling some things in.
If you look like that, I might tolerate a little bit more than I should.
Okay.
Let's put it like that.
Rephrase,
But
yeah.
let's talk about Sabrina.
Yeah.
Sweet Sabrina. She
She is sweet.
She's so
It's
sweet.
very sweet.
I just feel like she can never escape Calvin.
And their situation,
In
their
their
dynamic.
situation.
Yeah.
And Calvin always has a great excuse of why things happen. But I just feel so bad for Sabrina. The poor girl's you know what? I am gonna just go out for the night. I'm gonna try to get this dude off my mind. And I'm at the bar and there's photos of him at the gay bar. And he's a stripper, but the guy's not really giving me a lot of answers to what's happening. And it's just a
Right.
lot. Then he comes on stage and this is to the man I love. He could be talking about his dads. We don't know. But I just feel so bad for her.
Yeah.
But you don't think when you look for something, you find it?
That is also true, too.
You don't think there's a lot of that going on with Sabrina and Calvin, that
Yeah.
whole
That
situation? You will find something if you look.
And
And
she
it will
keeps
look
looking.
away and you keep looking. And you know what? If someone tells you something, are you going to trust them or are you going to continue to dig?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
listen to everybody else around you. I think that's a big part of their relationship.
Yeah.
And she kept doing
It's
that. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we've all done that too.
Yes.
We've all
Yeah.
looked
True.
at our
Yeah.
friends and been like, well, what do you think actually? Because I'm
Yeah.
thinking this one thing, but I don't know, should I keep looking? And she likes him so much that it's well, either I keep digging or I walk away, but I'm going to regret it either way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So digging, I think, is the choice that she's making.
Yeah. Oh, Sabrina.
That's my girl.
Yeah.
Sabrina, the sweetheart. She
She's
is
so
the
sweet.
sweetheart
She
of
is.
the group.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's rough because the more she digs, the harder I think it is to explain it away.
Yeah.
Because when we saw the poster, I was like, well, everybody knows that the go-go dancers and WeHo are straight. That's,
Right.
I was rationalizing it. And then he got on stage and he's like, to the man I love. And I was like, that could be his dad.
I did the same thing. I'm
But
like,
I was
hey.
I was like,
But your immediate response
Yeah, I was
was
like-
like,
oh, that's his dad for sure. We're gonna fight for Calvin still. But I just really like them. I want them.
I do too.
yeah.
I mean, I like them, but I'm done. I'm done with Sabrina and Calvin.
Give it to us.
I need a whole new man. I need a whole new. When we saw the woman last week, and we saw what was the maybe the ex-girlfriend
They
or
didn't even
just a
touch on that.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't touch on who she was, who Calvin might have dated. I need her again. I need Sabrina to find a new man at the bank, at the store,
Somewhere.
but why?
Because
But why?
I
Is it
feel
because
like
it's just been too
It's
long?
too repetitive.
or-
This
Yeah.
storyline is You know, I love you, Tyler. But the storyline is a little bit dragged out for me. It's like, be with him or not.
Right.
I can't. You keep giving me reasons. Oh, maybe they'll get together. Oh, maybe they won't. Oh, you know what? She likes this.
But let me ask you this. You don't know anybody like that?
That's what I
I
was
know
about to
people
say.
like that, but
And you just as annoyed with them as you are with Sabrina and Calvin?
Probably.
I'm just asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend.
I know.
For a sister.
I know people like that, but after a while, I'm like, girl,
I know.
Okay, call me on another day. You know,
Call me when you
another friend, our
decide.
mutual friend. Exactly.
Right.
If you marrying him, call me then. I like cake.
Right.
Like after,
I'm done.
after this amount of time, I would probably be like, so you still doing this? We still,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because that's kind of how we feel. Like I get it, I understand. Like we said, she keeps looking for it, so she is gonna find it. But at some point, you do have to decide like what you're gonna do.
Either you like him or you don't.
Yeah.
Especially when he poured out his heart already.
Yeah.
Like after that, you know, and then his dad came. It's like, okay, what's going on?
I totally get where she's coming from,
Right.
you know, but you got to make that decision.
I also kind of feel like, and I don't think this is specific to Sabrina and Calvin, but I think sometimes when you finally have an option on the table, some people like to be in that limbo.
Yeah.
Like some people are like, I have something to do right now. Again, I don't think that that's Sabrina and Calvin's situation. I think she really likes him. She's trying to figure it out. But like some people are like, oh my gosh, I have all this activity to do right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you could always spot those people. You be like, I don't even want. I'm gonna listen. I'm not gonna give you no advice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you have this. And again, invite me to the wedding should that pop up. You know what I mean?
Me plus two.
Right. I just had to look away. I'm like, you are speaking to my soul tonight. I'm gonna look away.
Drag us.
My
You're
bad.
dragging me tonight.
think
I
like
don't appreciate it.
A common thing.
Gently.
I really feel like you're just taking my wig at this
Gently.
point. Like, you see why I'm bald headed?
Yes.
Okay, Ebony don't snatch my wig, y'all.
Oh my
Tired
gosh.
of it. I'm tired.
But I think a thing we see with the sister circle a lot is this idea that, you know, if there's not some type of drama, if there's not something going on, then maybe the relationship isn't as like wonderful as it should be. You know,
Right.
like
If you don't have to fight for it, it might not be worth it.
exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, sometimes, girl, like sometimes it's just a smooth road.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
love isn't supposed to be this constant uphill battle. Like sometimes it's a
Yeah.
smooth road and you hit a speed bump every now and then. But for the
Right.
most part, we're going straight.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So I think they get in their own way, but I really like. I know you're over Calvin and Sabrina, but I really do. I think Calvin
They're
is
cute.
so
I like
good
them.
for her.
I like them.
I like them.
and I just want her to let him love her because like it's so frustrating because it's like we as women often, I'm sure men do this too, but I can only speak on women. I think we as women often complain about we wish men would open up. We wish men would be more in touch with their feminine side. We wish men would
True.
be able to
100%.
communicate. And then it's like when they do, it's like, oh, he gay. And it's like, no.
Well, that's not the only reason.
That's not the only
People
reason, but
thought he
like,
was gay.
I'm going to say there's a lot of
There's a
reasons
lot of-
why
But I
Calvin-
feel where you're coming from.
but it's like the instant, like the second that they start to do the things that we want to, then we start questioning like why they're doing that.
Why do we do that, though?
I would
Why
say
do
from
we
all
do
the
that?
trauma and all the things that a lot of us are not really used to being in those relationships. So a lot of us have been dragged through the mud and we have so much trauma built in. So when someone like this beautiful man showing up to like a Danny's door, even someone different like Calvin shows up, you're like, wait, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not used to the good stuff. And I feel like you're scamming me. And I feel like you're going to pull the rug from under my feet. And I think that's something that we all, because shoot.
Go ahead, say it again.
Felt like I was on Sistas right
I
quick.
felt that. I felt that when I was there
Whoa,
with you.
shoot.
Oh, so we can't.
I had we tried not to. We tried not to, but I had a moment where I thought I was in the show. I was triggered.
It's all
Ignorant.
right.
But yes, it's one of those things where I think as
Yeah.
women, as we grow, something that we're going to learn, and men learn about ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
Do you
yeah.
think black women and men are more susceptible to that?
I think so.
I think so.
I think so.
I think so. And
I
it's,
think we don't know how to react to it or receive it.
yeah.
And we don't see it
Or
represented.
reciprocate?
Yes.
Very true.
Sometimes.
And we don't see it like represented ever in media. And I think especially
Yeah.
like now media is such a heavy, you know, I feel like my generation grew up where a lot of us were raised by TVs and the, you know, internet and whatever.
And media, yeah.
media. And it's like, if you don't see black people being loved correctly, like that's why I love like shows like this. That's why I loved Girlfriends. That's why I love
Yeah.
The Photograph, where it's like,
I loved the photograph.
The
Wow.
photograph was
So
great,
many
but
people felt that it was boring because it was
exactly.
great love
trauma.
story.
Yeah.
And it was such a
Yes.
beautiful movie, and I was so confused why everyone didn't like it, and
was
we realized it
beautiful.
because it was no trauma, no breakups, no fights, no baby mamas, no cheating, and I'm like,
I
guys,
was crying crying.
This is love.
I'm about to cry right now.
Right? And it's because
So
beautiful.
because like
Beautiful.
we're not used to seeing
Yeah.
people who look like us be loved correctly, and that's why it's important to have shows like this and see people kind of fight through these situations where they're like, I need to let someone love me like this correctly, but
Yeah, because I deserve it.
because
Facts.
Especially if I haven't had it. I deserve it more.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
All right.
I've been triggered, child.
I'm sorry, my
You
bad.
been triggering me all night.
Hey.
A good trigger. A good
Okay,
trigger.
good trigger.
So if you're listening to this and you're in public, go hug a black person,
Give them love.
but don't touch their hair.
Please
But
don't.
ask first. Also,
Yeah,
please.
please.
No, true, true.
Consent is key.
Yes.
And take your hand sanitizer
Morris,
out.
but we'll talk about that
Morris.
later.
Yes.
Let's talk about Miss Karen.
Okay.
Because no, I'm very proud of Karen tonight.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. I am
Yeah.
too.
I'm proud of Karen every night, but go ahead.
Well, because I think Karen triggers, and I told you this before the show, Karen triggers me more than any other character because I think it's so easy to find. Like everyone has that ex who
You say you're done.
you say you're done. And you're not, you know, because they represent. It's not even necessarily always just the ex; it's what they represent.
Yeah.
There's a comfort there. There's a time where things were easier. It's really easy to stay in the past or to stay in the idea of someone's potential.
Potential
Yes.
is such a potent, potent drug.
Babe.
Restful.
It is.
But Karen
of a
really
drug.
picked herself tonight, and I was really
Yes.
proud of that. Not because she hasn't before, but I think
she's been struggling to and not
Yeah.
knowing how to do it. I think tonight's approach
Yeah.
was such a calm approach to it, and I don't think that she's had a moment like tonight before. And I think she's just coming to grips, and she's been like, you know, warring with herself on how do I get to the place where I want to be. Like from episode 1, like a lot of people ask, like, why is Karen so mean? I don't think Karen's mean at all. I think Karen is reactive. I
Yeah.
think that she, like many people, is a culmination of all of her past experiences and some of her current experiences. And I think she got to the point from episode 1 of saying, I deserve 1, 2, and 3. I don't know how to get it, but I know that if I distance myself from these things that I've been doing and these people I've been giving myself to, that maybe I can get there.
Yeah.
And then you have all these things that she's trying to distance herself from coming to her door every day, popping up, not calling. Do you
Every
call?
day.
You don't text before you come. What's wrong with y'all? People come. I think she's very reactive, and she becomes more and more reactive. And then it's just like, well, damn, maybe I don't deserve the things that I. That's why when it's like, Karen, you're being kind of harsh. If it's coming from Andi, if it's coming from, you know, Aaron, it's like, wait a minute, am I? You start to question yourself because you're not getting the things that you want.
I think she's in survival mode too, in some sense. Like,
Yeah.
I think how she, you know, reacts to Zach and how she reacts to her friends and the things that they do isn't like, she's very mama bear. She's very, you know, caring towards, especially like Andi. She really takes care of everyone. And I think I don't think she's harsh. I think she's in survival mode because she's like, I can't break down because everybody else around me is on some ish. And so I need to make sure everyone else is good. And I love that tonight she was like, let me stop not taking care of everyone, but let me stop putting everyone in front
Catering
of
to
me
the needs of other
and
people.
figure out what I need. But Zach stressed me out tonight.
Yeah.
Zach.
But
Zach
even
stresses
Zach,
me
I
out
think
some.
Zach has been a certain type of strength for Karen.
Yeah.
Because even though he hasn't been able to provide in the ways that she wants, he is a certain type of strength. You know a Zach. I know a Zach.
We all know a Zach.
Yeah.
And there's something that's so beautiful about that type of man that's like literally just gonna pop up for you and like, yes, if your day is off, you can throw your burden on me. Like there's nothing better than that. You can have the most toxic relationship, but if you at the end of the day have somebody you can just be like, this is what happened to me today, and you're mad on my behalf. Like that's a thing. And it's hard to find. It's hard to find.
Yeah.
But I hate that he, like, for instance, when she asked what the plant's name was. And
I
she,
hate multiple things. Don't get me wrong.
He waited.
We waited too
and
long.
it's like, and it frustrates me because I
My
feel like,
bonsai.
why did you wait?
Margaret.
What, like, I feel like all
All the
Karen
beautiful
wanted
things
was
that he
communication.
said when she walked away.
Yeah, all she
That
wants is
hurts so bad.
communication.
But can we acknowledge that how many relationships go down the drain because of lack of communication?
Yes.
And just missed opportunities to say the things that matter.
That's
like
so
say it
Exactly.
when you're supposed to say it. Don't say
Right.
it later. Don't say it when someone leaves the room. Like
Exactly.
not saying that he he was in his own space. He's going on his own journey like everybody else is. But I just was like, wow, I just can think of so many situations where, not in my personal life, where things didn't work out because people just, didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking, I'm like,
step.
is he afraid to let her know that he hears her?
I think some men can definitely
Yeah,
be.
you know what I mean?
Some
Does
men can
that create
definitely
some type of fear that you don't want to get into? That is
To be
stopping
that
you from doing?
open?
Yeah.
Do
That
you know
vulnerable?
that I'm that,
Yeah.
not obsessed, but you know that I'm that on you? Do you know that I care about you that much?
chills.
Yeah.
Like, chills? Oh, you cold, girl?
No, that gave me the chills.
I got you.
That gave me the chills because there are some men and women like that where
It's
I think they're
true.
afraid to be vulnerable and open up because they're like, I don't want you to know. But there's some people who are willing to be vulnerable and open up, and then sometimes that scares the other partner, and they're like,
Because
you
you're
doing
too-
too much.
Yeah.
So I think where Zach is like, after he repeated everything, and I thought that was just so beautiful.
Powerful.
It was powerful, and I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn it, Zach!
I know.
Knock on the door.
Yes.
But I think you're right. I think he's just afraid to open up to. I don't know. be
And again,
himself.
it's a part of his own experience.
Yeah.
Because he's going through his own human journey.
Yeah.
You can't blame him for that much,
Yeah, and I also think it's scary for him because like he's put Karen through hell. Like he's done a lot
Sure
of
has.
stuff. And
Sure
Karen
has.
and Karen stuck it out, and to have someone and like I think the realization to have someone be that down for you can be really scary because it's like you have to accept that
Expectations.
Yeah. There's
Now I have
expectations.
to rise to the occasion.
yeah, and that you're worth someone riding, for
Yeah.
you. So I get it, but I'm like, damn.
I know. It's just,
Yeah.
when he kept saying, like, so we through? Are we over?
Okay, so you didn't
So we
listen to
through?
anything she just
I
said.
said, this is a typical.
So we not
No,
gonna
but I
work it
get
out.
that. I
man.
understood where he was coming from, though. I was like, because you got to hear somebody say it.
Yeah.
Like,
That hard no.
say it to me
That
out
hard
loud.
no. I mean,
that hard,
'cause I
yeah,
need
yes,
to know
we're
you
done.
mean it.
And he didn't
if you don't
leave.
say it, then you don't mean it.
I am that person.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say what you mean to tell me is.
So you saying that we not
Say it
gonna
with
talk?
your chest.
Yeah.
Say it.
They're like, that's not what I'm trying to say. No,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to know what you're saying. So just
No
go ahead
confusion.
and say that for me one more time with
You're right.
gusto.
Clear.
Thank
Big
you.
gusto.
But Zach.
I love them. I like.
So
Yeah.
you like Zach and Karen and not Aaron and Karen.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, we didn't.
I like Aaron and Karen.
I like Aaron and Karen.
I like.
I like Karen.
Or even I just like Karen.
I like.
Figuring herself
I
out.
don't.
Yes.
I like
After
that
Zach.
too.
I like
always
the
that.
potential of Aaron and Karen, but I think in this moment I don't want Aaron and Karen
Yeah.
because I think he has
yes.
way too much, and traumatized are a very real thing, and it's very easy to relate to someone when you're going. It's very easy to cling on to someone when you're going through
Trauma
something.
makes trauma, yeah.
Yeah, and I think right now because of his wife and everything, that's
His
just
what?
his ex-wife.
Oh, okay.
That's right. You better
I'm sorry. Rest in peace, but I just want to make sure you know.
Did she make it before? Did they get divorced before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to make sure, like,
Yeah,
we all know.
ex-wife.
Karen
Dotted
wasn't
line.
messing with no married man on purpose.
You right.
The more you know.
Pastor Aaron's ex-wife.
Make sure rest in peace.
May she rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
I just like. That's just a lot. Of,
Yeah,
It is a
It's
lot.
a lot.
Much.
The trauma.
But isn't he like,
Fine.
ooh, what can I say?
Dreamy.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
No, I
Right.
mean, yes, but I'm
Tall.
not that shallow, guys. You need to stop. You need to stop, every single one of you. No, I just mean, isn't he, like, yes, trauma meeting trauma is not a good thing, but I think it's one of the deepest things that people can bond over. And I think outside of their trauma, what is wrong with him? I'm just curious what y'all think. I know, but I'm curious what y'all think. What's wrong with him outside of his trauma? Because everybody has trauma. Everybody has their baggage.
I mean,
Let's
I
at
just
think
the,
Sing
Aaron
with
is a
it
little
longer?
controlling.
A
yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning and seeing everything that happened, like when we first meet him in the situations with his wife, I'm like, this is a little weird.
Yeah.
Like, yes, she did you dirty, but he started to look a little controlling, and
Yeah.
he had
Yeah.
to be in control of all the,
Yeah.
the
But it was
whole
kind
situation.
and it's kind of subtle a little.
yeah.
So you may not see it right away or pick up on it right away.
Or like
Yeah.
emotionally.
He's very unforgiving and kind of dismissive too.
Yeah.
Like I think
Wait, how was he unforgiving?
not towards Karen, but I
Right.
think even in this situation with his ex-wife,
Yes.
I mean, I listen. If you cheat on me, I might run over you with my car. But
And that's better than leaving someone. For the record, that's what she's saying.
it's not. Listen,
I'm listening.
don't cheat on me. We won't have. You don't have to test my character.
No smoke. Yeah,
I
got
mean,
you. Got
the
you.
Lord's not done with me yet. But I think with him, I don't know. It was so dismissive.
Yeah.
And she did him wrong. Don't get me wrong. What she did was horrible. But I think, like, just how he kind of talked to her and how, like, short he was with her and how dismissive. And it's like he didn't... And he doesn't need to accept her apology right then and there. But there's just such a coldness there. And it's like... And not that cheating, you need a reason to cheat. Like, sometimes you just suck and you're a cheater. But I think just the way he cut her off and there's no forgiveness and there's no... I don't want to hear anything. Kind of concerned me because it's like... If Karen messes up, how are you?
Right.
Is the first thing to do is to hit below the belt if Karen does something you don't like, or are you going to be more open to like talking through and communicating and working through it?
Well, he's definitely like said his piece and walked away from Karen, and that was
at the grocery store when he was kind of like
at the house when every man decided to show up.
That's true.
Uninvited and without any texts.
Just popping on up.
And they had the nerve to walk away from me. I'm sorry, Karen. No, but you know what I mean? I feel like that's happened with them. They've done that. They kind of know where each of them stand with a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going from like the deepest to the most shallow at this point. But the good thing is, if he does blow up and walk away, Karen always has somebody else.
That's true. And
At least for now. At least for now. Because what's wrong? But like, not to sound greedy, but is there anything wrong with Karen trying to figure out who it is that she's trying to be with right now?
No.
Because I think this whole juggling thing, some people have issues with that, but I think, I don't know. They're two very different men.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you choose quickly between two
And I don't
very
think there's anything
different
wrong
men.
with her taking the time to figure that out because you have one
Right.
man who she's been with and they've been through so much.
And this refreshing man who just has a lot of baggage.
And that's why I think it's okay to be like, let me figure this out. Whether if I pick either one of them or just be by myself, I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Instead of them like every 2 seconds, like, what's up?
It's an open
Right.
situation. Everybody knows about one another. So, it's,
I mean, they know because they pop up, right?
Right.
Right.
But
no,
they know.
you're
That's
right.
your
No
fault.
dishonesty.
Right. So
Karen doesn't lie.
No, she does not.
Karen doesn't lie.
She sure does.
doesn't.
Straight no
I just want to
chasing.
make sure
yeah.
we know. So, any records I need to set straight tonight? Any other records I need to set straight?
No, you're correct.
I'm on it.
But no, I
He lighted up the records.
We'll knock him up. We'll knock him down real quick.
I think that's what's like important though, is that she's communicated with both of them. This is
Yeah.
where I'm at, and I think that's why it's okay. In my eyes, that's why it's okay because it's not like she has both of them thinking you're it for me.
Right.
She's like, just so you know, this other man over here.
I think it would be so healthy if they both just gave her space.
That's
like,
another-
honestly, I don't think that's happened
Yes.
fully because, like,
Yeah.
dang, maybe I want to pick about, like, some other things in my life. I'm not just choosing between men. Like, I got a whole full life that I'm trying to develop.
You got a business.
That
Whole
may not
business.
include you. Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
Karen wants a family. I don't think that we really talk about that from the first episode. It becomes like a just kind of like falls to the wayside.
Yeah.
It's like this whole doctor's appointment, and then all of a sudden it's like about these two men. And in actuality, yes, it's about relationships, but it's also about the future. Like
yeah.
she's a 36-year-old woman she's trying to pop out some babies.
Okay.
No black don't crack, but
Baby.
it's in the
But
inside. It's
Our eggs start to scramble.
You know what I'm saying?
Start to scramble.
You start to you
Gotta
don't
get it
even
going.
know. So
Crack. Want my name?
that part.
I hope my name drops. You know I want to get married. I'm not playing around with you.
Yes. But it's the truth. It's a whole bunch of things with her future she's trying to figure
Yeah.
out. It's not just these two men.
Hopefully they let our girl breathe a little bit.
Listen, they don't like to do that. They
Zach shoulda
don't.
went
It's episode
somewhere.
18, right? It's episode 18.
Yeah.
Where's the breath?
Right. Let her
Where's the
breathe.
breath? Please give it to me.
She's got to do the baby thing on her own. You know what I'm saying?
Might have to.
Sperm bank, frozen eggs.
Break it down.
Let's
make it make
a-
sense. What
Let's
are you
make a
talking about?
Benedict.
Might have to.
Eggs Benedict.
What are we waiting on?
I
Why are we
think
waiting?
it's so
Yeah.
like I feel like men are so unnecessary to start a family these days, and I don't. And it's not that, and vice versa. Women aren't necessary. Like science has made
If
it
you
so.
just want a child, you can have a child.
Yes.
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 And I think that, and even just like the idea of family in itself, marriage and everything isn't a necessity for the 21st century woman anymore because we don't need a man to buy a house. We don't need a man to make our own money. We don't need a man to start a family. So, like, I wouldn't be mad at seeing Karen just be like, I'm gonna do this on my own and just
I would say
make a baby.
I still believe in like I would want a child to have both parents because I still believe in that. But if men aren't acting right, you know what I mean? I'm not going to lose out on being a mother because you can't get your shit together.
But I think Karen wants that. I think she wants
the family.
A family unit. I mean, if you remember back to when she's talking to her mom and she mentions her father and that relationship, like, again, just, you know, seeing what your past experiences are and in some ways living through that, even when you don't want to be.
Yeah.
I don't think that she wants to raise a family alone. I think she really wants the career, the family, like everything
with the man.
And why not? Why
There's
can't she
nothing
have
wrong
it?
with
Why
that.
not?
Yeah,
I would
she can have
say
it all.
they do make it seem very much like you have to pick career or family,
As a
especially for
woman.
black, for women,
Yeah.
especially for
That's
black
not
women.
fair.
I'm like, why can't we have it both? Have it all.
Have it all.
We
Have
can
it
have it all.
Okay.
Hence the juggling two men. Moving on.
And, and we want a pool boy. While we're at
Okay.
it.
Pool boy.
Let's talk
Matter of
about,
fact, bring Rico back.
Baby.
Bring Rico back.
let's talk about Andi
Yeah.
because
My best friend.
because I just want Andi to catch a break. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like she's just trying to do what's right. She's trying to get together, and this Morris character is just
Child,
A mess.
a whole mess.
Morris. I think Morris and the wife.
Oh, they got
You
something.
think the Morris and
Oh,
wife
they
is
got
what?
something.
I think
Something.
I think they have a
horizontal
relationship.
line.
I
They
think
definitely in
they
cahoots.
scissoring.
Something going on.
Is that a term? Is that what we use today?
No, it's a term for women, but you're two women.
they're
but
sporking.
Okay.
I think they're
thought there's some-
sporking.
there-
They're doing something.
They're definitely
Because
together.
I've already dropped the S words.
Yeah, girl.
Gotcha.
They have a
I think some, and I think also the only reason I say that is because like I think she does love her husband, but I think she's going through so much right now where there is another man who seems like he's taking care of the situation because just how touchy feely she was on him, and she's like, "We're gonna get that bitch," and I'm
Wait, I'm
like,
sorry. Who? Oh,
Morris and
you talking about
And
his
Jasmine?
wife?
and his
Yes.
You said Jasmine.
no,
was
not
touchy-
what's her name? What's
That's
Gary's
Gary's
wife.
wife.
Gary's wife.
Jasmine.
I think Gary's
was
wife
touchy feely
on Morris at
At
the
the
police
police.
station. So I
Got
feel
you.
like either they do or something's going to be established because I think now she has this new man who's kind of like her new protector, though he really ain't about anything and he's a horrible man.
Yeah.
But I think she may lean on him and I feel like there's something happening with those two.
Definitely.
Because it was a lot of like
Maybe she's just trying to get that money.
that too.
She's like,
The money from who?
you repping.
The actor?
No,
Oh, from Gary.
Gary.
Oh,
Yeah,
because I
from
was
Gary.
like, what? I don't think she's
Get
trying
that
to
money and get that.
I think she really. I think
If
she
we
really
can't
likes
cuss on
him.
the show, you definitely can't say that.
just the D. Just the
Can't
D.
do that, Richard. Yeah.
Get them both. Get that Richard. Hey.
Yeah.
Get them both, sis. You
Not
deserve
mad.
it.
You can't even be mad at Jasmine.
You can't. She's
can't
gone
even
through
be
so
mad at
much.
Jasmine.
She a little crazy. I'm a little mad.
Everybody on this show is crazy. Everybody's mad.
That's
I know,
true.
but I'm a little
Yeah.
mad at her for the simple fact that the way she moves is what I'm mad about. So maybe not mad exactly at her, but her. I feel like Gary laid it out for her. I already told her I don't want to be with you. I already told you, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Please
Yeah,
calm down.
but-
Gary's still trifling, but he did lay it out to her and say, I already told you I don't want to be with you. Then
But
she's
I-
making all these other
You know
moves.
what?
But I think if you've dedicated your life to being with someone,
Exactly.
you've raised
It's
a
not that
home
easy.
for them.
You got children?
And
No.
he doesn't
I
cheat
just
her?
got mad. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I was in the room when my sister gave birth to my nephew. If I'm doing that
For you, yeah.
for you twice,
And then sometimes men and women play these games where it's like, I don't want you, but then you come back and then you give me this ring and then we may work it out and then you
Lots
get mad
of games.
again and then
Lots
we
of
have
games.
sex and then that brings a lot of emotions and you can't just be like, I don't want you today. I done gave you all these goddamn babies
I mean,
and you just
true.
came to my house and knocked me off. Like,
Right.
I
Like
think
it
there's
wasn't
something
a clean
missing, though.
break. Like
Yeah.
he was still
Yeah.
living in that house. He
He
was
was
still, kind of playing
married.
husband.
I think that's
Yeah.
the bottom
Yeah.
line.
yes.
The bottom line.
And sometimes you turn a little crazy and want to run somebody over a few times.
I mean, I still think there's a little, switch there with
I'm not-
Jasmine, though. There's a little,
You ever watch the
cuckoo.
show Snapped?
I love that show.
Greatest show ever.
Oh, I'm bad at saying that.
I
but
understand.
I
I
love that
understand
show.
why some women snap. I don't snap, but I understand why they snap.
yeah.
Oh, well.
Men snap too.
Men snap too.
Men do snap too.
Snap too.
I want to hop into our special segment before we have to get out of here.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, what's the special segment?
let's take it away with Wednesday Wisdom. Howard.
Yes.
Hey, give me some wisdom.
Let the people know what Wednesday Wisdom is if they're new.
Oh yeah, so Wednesday Wisdom is brought to you by 6 Brown Chicks on Twitter. They usually do like 6 questions, and it's kind of like real life questions where people write in asking for advice.
Yes.
Listen, I'ma just real quick. I'ma give advice. You could like tailor it. You know.
So somebody wrote in and put, dated 6 months and then he ghosted me for a week. Finally he texts, getting married soon. Didn't want you to hear it from anybody else. Peace. What? I text the so-called wifey, sent screenshots, etc. Her response, I forgive him. We're getting married. Enjoy. Ooh. Advice.
What's her question?
Right? It sounds like it's been handled, sis.
Okay.
Right? You know that
Advice.
gift? You know that meme of like
A little bit.
Gabrielle Union when she's like, "Did you feel good? Did you win anything after that? Did you get an award?"
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, what would you
look,
do?
we've all been both.
Right.
But it's like at that point, it sucks because homeboy.
6 months.
It sucks because homeboy did ghost you and you didn't know that he was
Yeah.
married. And I think that's so trifling to be like, oh, by the way, I'm getting married next week.
Why
Bruh,
even
Yeah.
text?
Yeah.
Why even text her?
I gotta now
he's
come
gross.
kill you. What are you talking about?
Not no 6 months.
But like,
I'm in the car. God.
But then to send everything to the wife, it's like, I don't even know
Yeah.
why women do that anymore because it's like, let them handle that. Obviously, she
Yeah.
knows her man-ish.
Yeah.
They
And
gonna
it
figure
wasn't
it
a
out.
back and forth. You weren't dealing with. He left you basically. So
Yeah.
I don't think
you just
6
gotta eat
months.
that one.
Eat it and move on because
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
plenty of fish. But like also 6 months is not a long time to be dating somebody. I don't think. It's not long enough for me to text your fiance.
Yeah,
like
no.
I'm not texting your
And how she
fiance.
get that- how she get her number?
I'm gonna be in my feelings.
I
No,
know.
be
I
in
would-
your feelings, but
I'm
like don't
in my
escalate the
feelings.
situation.
Yeah.
I'm not
Like,
texting,
I
at
would
least
beat
send
your
something
ass,
on
but I'm not
Instagram.
like gonna text your wife. Like,
I would have
that's-
said something.
But how she get her number?
They must be friends.
Oh.
How you get her contact? How'd you text her?
Did you get her number?
She leaving something out.
Yeah.
Sis, move on.
Come on.
Move on.
Let it go.
There's so many people out
Elsa.
there.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
What's next?
Oh, are we doing another
Give
one?
us another.
Oh, okay.
Because 6 Round Chicks is
We about
hilarious.
to run through these. Let's see.
So another one, somebody wrote in and said, it's his mom's birthday, and he wants to take her to Olive Garden. I snuck with them, I'm stuck with them. They ordered every effing thing, and when the bill comes, they both turned to stone. No one reached for a wallet. I paid. Then his mom said, stingy heifer. Him, she better learn to pay. Advice?
You and your mom
Run. Run.
I gotta beat your mama's
I have
ass.
to like hold this mic here. Can you hear me? Run.
I have to kill you and your mom. What?
Well,
The nerve.
Stingy
This
heifer.
is your mama.
And it's her birthday. She gave birth to you,
And
not
you
me.
ordered everything?
It's different if like we're married and I offer to take your mom up for her birthday.
Yes.
But this is your mom that you wanted to take to Olive Garden. Olive Garden has a bunch of deals. Like they got like the goddamn unlimited pasta, goddamn it.
And bottomless breadsticks.
And bottomless
on.
breadsticks, yeah.
You and your mama can't pay $13.99 for unlimited pasta.
Plus tax though.
Come on.
That's where they get you.
The tax is from what got him.
I'm stingy.
Stingy heifer.
Advice is next time you're in that situation, turn to stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn to stone.
Yeah.
But we all doing dishes because if they not paying it, I'm not
She
paying
should
it.
just get out and
You just get up and walk.
You know the gif of Diddy and the singer from before, right?
They stare at each other like,
Me with your
Down
mama.
Now I'm be on my phone.
and then my husband's like, she gotta learn how to pay. Like, I'm gonna beat your ass when we get home, not in front of your mama. What are you talking about?
And they're married, you said?
No, I think.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Advice, don't.
It doesn't say. Well, it doesn't say
Don't.
actually if they're married or
Oh,
not.
God,
Separate.
girl, don't get married if you are not.
I hope they're not married.
It's a wrap.
By him saying she better learn to pay, I don't think
I
they're
don't think
married.
so.
Better not be married.
Oh, child.
That's
Good
so
luck.
sad.
Well, y'all, let's hop into predictions as we get up out of here.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I'm mad about the Olive Garden.
I'm mad about both of these situations.
We didn't even get to touch on sweet Maurice.
Oh, listen.
Listen,
I'm devastated.
y'all do something to Maurice.
It's on the cracking.
I'm pulling up on the fake set.
Get the gap.
Get the cup, get the cup.
We all love Maurice.
Yeah.
We need
So
more
much.
time, Maurice.
so much. I just wanted Maurice to find love, and this man sucks. But Howard, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen next week?
Yeah. So hopefully Maurice it looks like he puts up a good fight. So I'm definitely saying, it sucks that had to come, and that whole thing had to happen. Definitely triggering because it happens. You know what I mean? And every day, personally, it happens. So definitely, I hope he puts up a fight for that. I'm rooting for Andi and Gary. So hopefully.
Oh, you switch up real quick, don't you?
Well, listen, Ebony.
Listen.
Henry came to the rescue now. Okay. So I'm rooting for him. I'll give him a shot. That's about it.
I was just rooting for him in the moment, and I wanted her to skip the police station and them go have fun. Anywho,
gotcha. So y'all all switch fast. Okay, got you.
I'm back though after this episode. What I wanted to happen didn't happen, so I'm back. But I think that with Maurice, I'm hoping because Sabrina had that intuition, she didn't feel good about it. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping she knew where Maurice was going to meet the guy, and she shows up because he's not answering the phone. So I hope that she kind of just doesn't let that go and goes to look for Maurice, and then she'll be able to help, maybe call the police or something. But I hope yeah. And also before I go on, I just want to say, so Catherine Lewis Jacobs, she said, "Hey Ebony," she's in the chat.
Catherine.
Yes.
Hey. Oh, there's a chat.
Yeah. And Diana McWilson, she also said, "Hey Ebony."
Hi,
so
Diana.
just some shout outs there.
Oh, hey guys. I am not for Gary and Andi. Sorry. I don't want them together.
I'm not over it yet.
No, I just want her to leave Gary alone because he just has so much drama and baggage and he just doing too much. No, I don't want them together. I kind of just want Andi and Karen to just figure life out and get their stuff together, which they have their stuff together, but as far as leave these men alone, and kind of same thing with Karen, I want to see her go through the motions where she's figuring it out. Right. I know the men are not going to stop harassing her, but I just want to see these two figure it out. I predict that Danni hopefully does not mess us up with this really hot cowboy guy. And Sabrina and Calvin, God, I don't know. I love them together, but I do hate the back and forth, and I hope Maurice beats that guy's ass. That's my predictions.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like all those.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what happens, but I love it.
I know.
I am also not here for Gary and Andi.
Because I was just wanting a moment.
Yeah,
it's hot.
We're good with that.
It's hot.
I think I would like to think that Karen's gonna have an aha moment next week when she's talking to Aaron, because it didn't feel like that conversation was going in a direction that
she wanted.
That he wanted or she wanted. I don't know. But I kind of want her to be like, you know what? I don't need this. and to keep it pushing. And I want to see I just wanted to see Danni just enjoy having someone appreciate her. And we kind of saw it towards the end of the episode. But I wanted to see her have a moment where she's not thinking about anything and just enjoying the moment. But yeah, that's my prediction for this. You guys in the comments, let us know what you all thought of tonight's episode, and we want to thank Ebony so much.
Thank you. You don't want to know my predictions?
Oh, you do. I mean, we do.
No, we don't got time. We ran out.
We
You closing out.
Listen. If you want a prediction, you can.
No, I don't want to. We got.
Well then let the people know where they can find you on social media.
So you let us know Karen's getting a new boo somewhere.
Listen, I'm all for more, I got a lot left to give. You can find me on Instagram at Ebony Obsidian and on Twitter at eObsidian.
And we'll just sign into your DMs to get your prediction.
I do not check DMs, so the best of luck with that. But hopefully run into you in person. Yeah. I'm a good person.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Howard, let them know where they can find you.
Yes, you can find me on all things at Howard the Third. Why are you laughing, Everett? What's your real self? And running through your house like a Tomb Raider. You can find me there too.
You know what?
I love it. I love it so
where can they
much.
find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at ElMarieTV.
You guys can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom. I love you guys. I probably won't be back for a while, but I love and miss the Sisters
I
After
feel
Show.
so special that you came
Of
tonight.
course, queen.
And you guys can find me on all the things at OK Drew J. Hug your sister circle. We'll see you guys next week.
Woo, I didn't look at this camera the whole time.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.